and welcome. So I'm going back to New Zealand, and I'm currently here in Sandy, Utah, and it is really rainy and kind of cold. The seasons are actually reversed over in New Zealand, so even though it's really cold here and we're going to winter, I'm actually getting there in the summertime, so that's pretty rad. So yeah, I just always feel like I'm gonna get lost or lose something. And
It's like a big world.
my passport, you said?
I did see that.
What was that? What did you say?
Do you have any spare lithium batteries or e-cigarettes in your bag?
Batteries? No, they're all on my carry-on. Yeah.
And you can drop your bag off right next door at TSA screening.
I hate layovers, they're the worst. Probably gonna get people watching me because I'm talking to myself.
And though the tightrope is getting even tighter, I know the brighter days are up ahead, so I hold on.
Once I arrived in New Zealand, it was about 7 a.m. and I had to make my way through the airport to the shuttle that was going to take me to retrieve my car rental that I rented while I was still in the US. And it was about 9 a.m. once I got through everything. Now keep in mind, when you're in New Zealand, you will be driving on the left side of the road with the wheel on the right side of the car. Oh, hi. So the first place I ended up going to was a place on the west coast called Raglan, and it's a very beautiful place, really well known for its surfing, and it's about a 30 to 40 minute drive from Hamilton. But on your way over there, you need to make sure that you go to a place called Bridal Veil Falls. It's super, super beautiful, and it's only about a 10-minute hike from where you park your car to get to the waterfall lookout. And you can hike down and you can get a view from the bottom or from the top, and it is just absolutely breathtaking. Now, you cannot go to Raglan without going to their very famous fish and chip shop. It's right on the wharf, and you can see the fishing boats out there fishing and whatever, and it's just super, super good. Highly recommend the beer battered fries, or chips as they call it. So that's pretty much Raglan. Day 2 of being in New Zealand, I went to what I believe is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, and that is a place called Cathedral Cove. It's so beautiful that a lot of movies have shot there. There's this natural cave you can walk through, and there's like these pillars of rock just coming right out of the water. You can't go to New Zealand without going to this place.
I know it's hard, we get lost in the moment.
day 3 of being in New Zealand. So I'm actually a wedding videographer, and I was able to shoot a wedding for my friends Isaac and Lucy. And if you're watching this, Isaac and Lucy, thank you so much for letting me be part of your special day. Day 4 of being in New Zealand, I went to the famous Middle Earth, that's right, Hobbiton. I went to the one in Matamata, and it is super, super beautiful. You go there, it's like a fairy tale.
Never thought I would feel the thunder rolling through this Nashville harbor. Something keeps me waiting, something keeps me waiting, something keeps me waiting for you. Never thought I would lose my faith, but I've been waiting on a mountainside for something to believe.
Even if you have not even seen the movies, and I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even actually seen all the Hobbit movies. But even if you haven't even seen The Lord of the Rings or Hobbit, like, you will still enjoy the tour that they give you. I mean, it's just super, super cool.
Baby, it's true. You're more than a human. I don't know where life will take us. If crashing through the dark will break us. All I know is that we're alive tonight. I don't know if time can save you. And running from your heart will change you.
After spending about a week floating in and around Hamilton and going sightseeing and all those things, I made the about 5-hour drive down to Gisborne, and that's probably my favorite place in New Zealand. It's just kind of a cool atmosphere down there. It's a beach town, and it's just so beautiful. And I got to do a lot of cool things. Some of the locals took me crayfishing, which was way cool. So we went out on this boat. The locals the night before set out some traps, and we went out like super duper early in the morning, and we went and pulled out these crates. We ended up cooking the crayfish right there on the boat, which was really cool.
Man, that's super low tide, man.
Yeah, I know, that's what I'm worried about, Mike. I put my things on the rocks at 2 meters at high tide.
After crayfishing that morning, I drove 3 hours up the coast, and I hit some really cool hot spots along the way.
I remember we were driving, and to the morning we were talking about all the things and everything that make life beautiful.
One of them being the Tolaga Bay Wharf, which is like, it's the longest wharf I have ever been on. And I think I was reading, it's about a 30-minute walk round trip, which is pretty accurate. I mean, it's so long that you will spend a good chunk of time just making your way out to the very end of the wharf and coming back as well. After spending some time on that wharf, I drove another 2 hours or so up the coast, and I went to this lighthouse. Now, it is a bit of a hike to get up there. I mean, it's not like you show up and, oh, there's a lighthouse. I mean, you can see it from afar. But it is a bit of a walk up this path, and it's kind of cool. You go through these paddocks with all these horses and stuff as you're making your way up there, and then the view from up top is beautiful. I mean, you have rolling green hills on one side, and then you have just blue ocean on the other, and it's just so beautiful up there. So if you're debating on going to New Zealand, I highly recommend it. I mean, hopefully this was convincing, but in my biased opinion, New Zealand's one of the most beautiful places on the planet, and so I highly recommend it. So thank you so much to all the locals that just gave me such a great time. They're my friends, they're my family, and they're ultimately the #1 reason why I return to New Zealand. So thank you so much for watching, and please make sure to subscribe as I post here weekly, and I would love for you to tag along and just stay up to date on my young creative journey. So we will catch you later.